Hello.
Hi, Meena. How are you?
That's fine, and you?
Great.
Nice. Caterina is joining in a few minutes.
Yeah, we've got quite a few people already waiting.
People are waiting. Great.
We've got 13 people waiting. It's already
21.
6 a.m.
I will be muted. Okay.
No, I was just waiting for Caterina because we cannot start without her.
Of course, of course. Just a minute. She's next to me and she's coming.
Hi, Caterina.
Oh.
Hey, all right. So we have to start. We're already a minute late. So let me start. Okay. One of you will have to mute your device. Volume. Okay. Ready? We've got 28 people already in the waiting room. I'm going to let them in. Hi, everyone. Welcome to this session of Building Strong English Foundations. Thank you so much for joining in today, this evening. We know it must have been a very long day for you guys. Most of you who have joined in would be from the education sector. Some of you would be teachers, school leaders, education consultants, so on and so forth. We definitely understand that it has a long day and you have joined in today. That really means a lot to us. I'm Dheeraj Trakru. I'm the founding director of Knotral Trainings as well as India Market Entry. And today we have our friend and colleague all the way joining in from Europe, Caterina, who is going to be co-presenting the products that Express Publishing represents in India. So first of all, a great welcome to everyone. The general structure of this session is going to be where I would do a short presentation showcasing and talking about Express Publishing as well as its product portfolio. We will make it as engaging as possible. So we would expect all of you to be, pay attention and answer the questions that are being asked, because only then we'll be able to make it very interesting for you and also understand your backgrounds and your requirements. I would request all of you to, click on the chat button. And my colleague has already shared a template of how can you introduce yourself to us. It would be essential for us to customize this session to your needs. So it would be great if you can share who you are, where you're from, what is your background, what is the role that you play, and we'll be happy to customize the session as we keep going forward based on who you are. So without further ado, let's get into it. So let me start by showcasing the presentation. We do have a dedicated time slot for Q&A, but I would still welcome and encourage all of you. Any question that pops up, please share it in the chat. We've got our teams also here, and they are very hands-on. They will respond to your questions right away in the chat. And if there is any specific question that the team is not able to answer, Caterina and I will be happy to take it towards the end of the session. All right, without further ado, let me start with my short presentation. I mean, we all know that NEP 2020 and National Curriculum Framework has placed foundational literacy right at the center of Indian education priorities. And similarly, there are quite a few missions like Nipun Bharat mission that sets a clear goal that every child must achieve foundational literacy and numeracy by the end of grade 3. So today we are going to explore how Express Publishing's research-backed English language programs can help you meet those goals exactly. All right, so like I said, I would welcome all questions in the chat. If you have any, please do share with us. So let's start with a quick poll. And as I mentioned, I request all of you to be engaged with us and interact with us. This is a short poll to quickly understand who you are. Very subjective to everyone. I would request everyone to please contribute to this. You are joining this webinar as a teacher, school leader, reseller, distributor, any other, we would welcome that. Please do mention it in the chat when you say other, what exactly is your role. So we see about 60% of the participants has already contributed. I would request the rest 40%. Guys, please contribute to this. Let's make it as engaging as possible. This is just for you guys. First of all, there are a lot of teachers. Thank you so much, teachers, for joining this session. This is absolutely amazing to see you guys join in. You would definitely take away a lot from this session. We have some school leaders also, some resellers and distributors as well as joined. So I request everybody, please contribute. You are joining this webinar the poll is right in front of your screen. All right. Thank you so much for contributing to this. Like I said, welcome to all of the teachers, hardworking teachers who have, you're investing time with us. We will definitely make sure this session will be very valuable for you. All right, moving forward. Before we actually talk about solutions, let's sort of try to ground ourselves in reality of what's happening. So NEP 2020 calls foundation literacy and numeracy as an urgent and necessary prerequisite. So it actually goes as far as saying that the rest of the policy becomes relevant only after this basic criteria is met. So if you look at the foundational stage framework, it is very clear the first 8 years of the child's life lay the foundation for lifelong well-being and growth. And if we get the English foundations wrong in these early years, we are setting up the children for a struggle across all subjects, not just the language. And this isn't just an India story. This is global research from OECD and UNESCO that consistently is showing that early reading skills are the single strongest predictor of long-term academic success. So the question isn't whether foundational skill matters. It's generally about how do we deliver it effectively, consistently, and at scale. And that's exactly what we are going to discuss today in this session. This brings us to our second poll. This is again very specific to who you are, what's your background. And this is now launching currently in front of you. So where do learners struggle most with English? And this is all contextual. So there is no right or wrong. This is contextual to you and your experience. Where do your learners you have seen or other learners that you have seen, met, worked with, where do they struggle the most? Is it reading, decoding? Is it spelling, writing? Is it speaking? Or is it maintaining engagement? There's no right or wrong answer here. Please, I would, encourage everyone to respond. Somebody is saying the volume is low. How about now? Is it better now? I'm sure it would be. So I would request everyone to contribute to this poll. Where do learners struggle with English the most? All right, super. Thank you so much for this. And let me share the results. Reading, decoding, as well as speaking are at the top. And at the same time, speaking and spelling and writing as well has come up as a close third. So yeah, absolutely aligned with this, and which is why let me go to the next part of my presentation. And exactly for addressing those challenges, we are today presenting Express Publishing. Express Publishing is a UK-based publisher that has done one thing and only one thing for the last 35 years, that is English language teaching. And why do I say this is the only one thing that they have done? Is that a good thing or a bad thing? It's actually having this singular focus is very rare. And this is reflected in the quality of their materials. They have a catalog of over 3,500 English learning titles, trusted by educators in more than 130 countries. Their content is fully aligned with the CEFR. It maps from pre-A1 all the way to C2. This means there is a clear, measurable progression from the very first letter sounds to avoid fluency. It starts from the basics. Why? I mean, so what makes them especially relevant for India? You would be asking. All right. It actually very well aligns with the NCF and NEP, because what is NCF and NEP asking? They're asking for structure, play-based learning in early years, systematic phonics instruction, experiential and communicative approaches as the child progress, and integration of digital tools for blended classrooms. Caterina will absolutely showcase some of the products, and you will see all of these absolutely align with any NCF and NEP. They don't just publish books or textbooks or workbooks. This is an entire ecosystem that consists of student course books, teachers' editions, activity books, skill books, digital interactive platforms, classroom audios, flashcards, web applications for students, everything that you can ever think of and you have never heard of also is included. It's a complete teaching and learning ecosystem which Express Publishing has developed over the last 35 years. Let me quickly walk you through the 4 key programs series that Express Publishing is bringing to Indian classrooms today. First, My Phonics. This is where the journey actually begins for English language learning. It's a structured, multi-sensory phonics program that builds the decoding, reading, and spelling skills from the ground up. If you think about Nipun Bharat or Foundation Literacy or numeracy missions, they ask for the ability to read age-appropriate text within, they should develop the understanding by standard 3, right? And this is the program that actually lays the groundwork. My Phonics program on the left-hand side that you can see. Next is #English. This is for primary level learners and very interestingly uses comic-based, story-driven approach. And this is exactly where the preparatory stage emphasis that NCF has comes in place, that is on activity-based interactive learning that builds curiosity and engagement. So #English exactly does that. It makes English learning fun, relatable, while systematically building vocabulary, grammar, and reading comprehension. Then we have On-Screen. On-Screen, which is designed for middle and secondary stages. It's a communicative, skill-based program that is built on task-based learning. Again, very much aligned with the NCF. And finally, 4 Minds. This is a holistic program that integrates language learning with cultures, values, as well as life skills. So this is very clearly aligning with what India needs today. And this 4 Minds actually brings all of this together in English in one package. Together with these 4 series, we provide a complete seamless English learning journey, right from early literacy to advanced communications. And this is all backed by print plus digital ecosystem. So it's not just digital, it's not just print, it's a complete solution. Now let me introduce our expert today, Caterina Zougli. She's an international academic consultant at Express Publishing with over 20 years of experience in global English language training. She's a teacher trainer, a ELT methodologist, and someone who deeply believes in integrating language learning with values and growth mindset. She conducts academic seminars worldwide and has worked with educators across diverse contexts, which is exactly why her perspective is so valuable. Caterina, over to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Hello and welcome to this webinar. I'm really excited because I see that the information you share, both for Express Publishing and also the materials in the books, is exceptional. You're on spot with every single detail, so thank you very much. Now, let me share my screen with you and we move on to our presentation. Okay, αυτό. Για να πρέπει να ανοίξω αυτό. Ανοίξω αυτό. Τι είναι. Όχι. Τι βλέπεις τώρα. Πρέπει να βγει. Τι έκανα.
While we are waiting, we would love to hear from you if you have questions at this point of time. I did share the 4 series that we are looking to launch in India currently, but we have quite a few others as well. So is there a specific objective or a type of product that you are looking for, or that you would find most relevant for your context?
Κάτσω.
Yes, Caterina. We can see your
Okay.
screen.
See my screen now?
Yeah.
Great, amazing. Okay. Let's see if there are questions. And when we're ready to start, just let me know.
No questions at the moment, Caterina. You can start.
Okay, great. So let me share some extra information about the company. We're an award-winning printed and digital resources, display innovation, user-friendliness, and a sound methodological approach. These are our strong points. We have 350 consultants offering tailor-made educational solutions to teachers and schools worldwide. We have 3,500 book titles from course books and skills books to resource materials and graded readers. 1,450 localized titles, which is very important, and something making English language learning inclusive and suitable for everyone. 130 countries all over the world who choose our books and materials. And also, we have the digital platform, English Express Publishing, DigiBooks, and DigiPlus, which are supplementary learning in the most interactive and data-informed way, videos, customized content, and gamification elements that help students progress. So now we start with my Phonics, which is a very popular series worldwide, and we're really happy that India is also adopting this series. This means that we use the Phonics and all this material going beyond the alphabet, because everyone can learn the alphabet, but it's very difficult for students when they first start with the language to be able to differentiate letters, sounds, clusters, vowels, consonants, and so on and so forth. And we believe that it is very important for English language students to be able to use the language correctly. So here the series is comprised of 5 different levels. We have Phonics 1, which is also split in 2 different books. So the teachers can either use 1 or A and B, where the alphabet is divided in 2 parts. Then you have my Phonics 2, 3, 4, and 5. And let's see what this series shows. First of all, it's important to know that it is suitable and you can use this supplementary course series with any other book you may use. These are designed for learners from the age of 5 to 9. So the levels are pre-A1 to A1. Each level focuses on a specific part of the language phonetics. We use sight words and many examples to showcase each individual sound with plenty of practice for your students, and also includes tasks that activate various types of modality to help learners and cater for their needs. So, my Phonics 1 with the split edition A and B in case someone wants to split the whole course into 2 different books. We have the alphabet. Then my Phonics 2 focuses on short vowels. My Phonics 3, long vowels. My Phonics 4 is consonant blends, and 5 moves to letter combinations. So you see that we go gradually because we want to make sure that students acquire every single part of the alphabet. Now, what is the goal, the aims? It practices blending and segmenting, gradually presents pupils with the sight words. We have plenty of catchy songs that are based on traditional tunes that students can remember and relate to because they're familiar with these tunes. We have phonemic strategies so that they can decode short cumulative stories and texts. And we also have the Express Digibooks platform, which is your digital tool. Now, here we have a very, very common question, and I'm sure most of you teachers have come across such an issue. How do I pronounce this word? This is a big challenge for EFL learners all over the world because there is the phonetics complexity. So what do we do? How can we help students? Do we simply use the International Phonetics Association and make them memorize rules? Or do we help them by giving them the phonics series? So what we do is we give them plenty of examples that highlight different sounds and patterns, but in context, not standalone. And we also expose them to clear, authentic language as much as possible. So there's a lot of input that we focus on through the different kinds of skills and multi-modular type of approach and presentation to help students go to the production. So here we have the first part of the series, My Phonics 1, where you see that we have the alphabet. We have vocabulary presentation with plenty of images, also the sight words. We have a reading practice, and we have songs and chants to reinforce the letter and the learning. So here we use the multimodality approach, a lot of exposure. My Phonics 2, here we have the short vowels. So what we do here is we have the sound and the spelling. We have writing practice. And we also have oral comprehension. So they start with tracing and then they gradually move to the writing part. My Phonics 3, here we have the long vowels. We help students recognize the patterns, like here, whole, mole, pole, as you see. We also have them practice the order of the letters. So we have letter ordering activities. along, of course, with the visuals and the audios, and the songs and the chants, which are found in all levels of the phonics series. Moving on to my Phonics 4, where we have consonant blends. Now here we have level appropriate examples. So we have words that students are familiar with, mother, father, to initiate with the sound, three and teeth for the th sound. And we also have mnemonics. Songs, chants again. Moving on to my Phonics 5, where we have letter combinations. So here you see O and W, cow, clown. O and U, house, mouth. Again, here we have key phonetic groups to help students assimilate the information. For example, here we have homophones. And again, we give them plenty of pictures, a lot of audios, and anything they need in order to remember and acquire the sounds, the letters, and the phonics. Now, moving on to the components of the series, which is very important for you and the students, we have the pupils book, we have the activity book, we have the DigiBooks application for pupils and activity book, which I can show you in a little while. We have a Windows application just for 1A and 1B. Teacher's book, which is very helpful, interleaved, giving plenty of ideas for the teachers and detailed lesson planning. We have the class audio part of the series, which is downloadable. Each teacher can have a code and can access the material online. And we also have flashcards. Now, before I move on to the flippets, I would like to share my screen with the...
Caterina, we do have a question in the chat around phonics. Shashinaro is asking, what specific phonics approach are you using? Is it synthetic, analytic, or blended?
Blended.
All right, great. Thank you.
It's blended. Now here, can you still see my screen? Can you see my screen now? Yes, okay, good.
Yes, we
So here, I'm showing you the digital material. For example, here we have the student's book, Phonics 4. You have the interface, the units, the story time, review, and the extra check. Unit 7, for example. You see here everything. So here the activities: listen, point, and repeat. Okay. And let me also share the activity book. again, going to Unit 7. I'm just going through these very, very quickly, just to show you how you can and if you're interested, we are going to send you, can access the material and see everything you need on your own.
Street. Squirrel. Squint. Street.
Here you have a matching exercise. And this is the digital environment of the series. Okay, now, I think we can move on the Flipit series if we have no other questions. Now, the Flipits is a very, very interesting, fun, and exciting series for the young learners. So we have the starter 1 and 2. It's a 3-level course designed for pre-primary children. The Puppet. Now the course has 3 levels, focuses on multi-sensory learning. The contents and the topics are what students can familiarize with at this age. 8 themed modules per level. A fun learning ecosystem, again accompanied with all the material, both print books and digital material. And now, what is important to remember about the Flipits is that students start loving English from the very early age. There's a lot of storytelling, fantasy characters, movement, music, songs, and chants, along with crafts and games. So we're trying to cater for the needs of every student, be them audio types, visual types, kinesthetic types, or a combination. We have picture flashcards, story cards, stickers, and extra activity worksheets that complete the course. So we focus on engaging the students first and make sure they feel safe and they have fun in order to be able to learn the language and feel that they want to move forward and make progress. Here we have Zach, the puppet, and his friends. This is a very fantastic universe for the students. Familiar characters where students are forming an emotional attachment to them, and the stories that give meaning to language, and it's not just isolated vocabulary. So very effective and help make learning easier. Again, here we have language presented in context through stories, repetition, which feels natural, it's not forced, a lot of recycling, and the cyclical approach, modular approach, of course, and listening and speaking come before writing. So students listen and speak, start reading, and then writing gradually. We take students by the hand and they feel very, very confident, which is one of the most important things when starting off to learn a new language. Aligned with early language acquisition and brain-based learning principles. Before we start creating a book here in Express Publishing, We focus on research to see what students of today need, what neuroscience and education have to say, and what teachers need. Of course, we cannot leave clearly out of our books cultural and content language integrated learning. So English is connected to the real world. Students are exposed to CLE lessons and help them explore their environment and their life in general through arts, math, science. So the language becomes a tool, and this also supports interdisciplinary curricula and promotes holistic development. Values education, again, in the Flipit series, but all throughout our series, we focus a lot on values education. So we want students to be socially aware, to have empathy and respect. Social emotional learning is incorporated in our academic backbone. And the series are delivered naturally and consistently. Now here we have an optional section on phonics. So if you choose the phonics series, this can be very well combined with the Flipits because it gives students extra practice on phonics. Multisensory learning kit. We have all these materials: flashcards, story cards, stickers, games, songs, chants, and the teachers can benefit because we have ready-to-use material for them, which means less preparation for the lesson and more creativity. So teachers, if they have their material put together, they can be more creative and also engage in connecting with their students and forming a strong bond. This is the puppet. It's our secret weapon. It's a classroom friend. It helps shy learners to speak. And it is ideal for routines and role play. So here, what you have is a visually powerful classroom. We also have course banners, the puppet interaction, bright, child-friendly visuals, and also this is good for the school because it creates a strong English language identity across the school environment. So we give you all the materials you may need. Now, let me pause for a couple of seconds. I don't know if we have any questions that you would like to, you would like me to answer. Or do we move on? Yes, okay. Let's move on to our next series. Just a very quick walkthrough to #English, which is one of our most successful series. Like we said before, there are characters, and students love the characters because they can see that they are quite similar to the children in the series. Here, we initiate the flipped classroom methodology. We have short units, 2 pages per unit, 6 modules, so a total of 30 units. We have plenty of reading material, text and dialogues, comic strips and stories in episodes. We also have graded gradual grammar presentation, fun activities for the students and school projects, since we're incorporating skills-based learning and also project-based learning. We want students to think critically, be creative, and work collaboratively. Sorry. Now, here we have the student's book, the workbook, the grammar book, the components, teacher's book interleaved and overprinted, and also the digibook application. And for the teacher, you have the interactive whiteboard material, and you can give life to your lesson, moving from the book to the screen. Downloadable audios and ready-made tests, so you have to worry about nothing. Just be creative with your students. Now, here, what is special? We again have value, nature, culture, projects, and public speaking skills practice, which is very important, presentation skills. Again, you see here that we have value, gender equality, culture, projects, and public speaking in every single module. Flexible methodology. Here we use the flipped classroom versus the traditional classroom approach, because this helps students take initiative and be accountable for their own learning. Plus, it keeps them engaged. We kind of include the student into the learning process. Now, here we use the play units to help students explore the language through other areas and other subject matters that they do at school: geography, history, maths. The development of 21st century skills, everyday English, functions and notions, and also pair work tasks and group work and research tasks for the projects. Riddles to help them sharpen their brain functions and also have fun while learning. The projects, 2 writings per module with plan in unit and further optional development tasks at the back of the book, which is very important since we know from the poll earlier that students do struggle with reading and also writing. So what we do here, we expose them with a lot of reading texts, and then we help them start learning the basic skills to be able to produce writing. And we have 2 writings in every single module. Personalized writing tasks, which help them feel more confident because they speak about topics that are concerning themselves as well. And here you have the public speaking section I mentioned earlier, the creative tasks, and the tips for effective presentations. Now, these are the transferable skills that students are going to use throughout their lives, both the school years and academic years, and in their life in general. Okay, and the fun time, tasks, puzzles, memes, song, link to the thing, idioms, and the code crackers, which is the episode that the characters follow in stories. Now, this is #English. And the last series is Fairyland. This is, again, a very successful series over the rainbow, a magic land for our students, 6 levels here. Imagination, a lot of imagination, emotional engagement, language building, repetition, and a strong backbone with exciting stories to keep students engaged. Now, here we have narratives, stories, myths that increase retention, emotional connection, and language exposure, reading with pleasure. We have TPR, total physical response, and musical internalization, lively songs, repetition, movement-based learning for the kinesthetic learners, which is very, very good because it helps all types of learners. clear vocabulary, visual presentation, audio support. Methodology follows a presentation, control practice, playful use, and then story integration. So we have scaffolded learning. And also gentle create grammar introduction with visual and animated presentations, and also pattern awareness without overloading students with rules. Now, skills progression, again, here we have cross-curricular and CLIL elements, global citizenship, which is very crucial at this age, and social skills and cooperative learning. Now, the goal is to have confident young speakers, and this is a way to help them self-express through portfolios and projects. And again, here you have the components, the books and the digital ecosystem access. Audio, printouts, digital, and for the teachers, you have the teachers' books and the whiteboard material, interactive whiteboard material. And this is our way. Learn it your way, teach it your way, the Express Publishing way. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Caterina, for doing that quick presentation there. Hello.
Hear you.
Yes, I'm sure. Can everybody else also not hear me? Can anybody else hear me? Please give me a thumbs up in the chat.
For some reason, we cannot hear you.
All right, super. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, so thank you so much, Caterina, for doing that session. I think there was quite a bit of detail there. I know it's not, we cannot cover comprehensively everything. It's just a vast portion of products and services that Express Publishing represents globally. Yeah, it represents globally. So I would like to get to the next section of my presentation very quickly. There are quite a few questions that have been asked in the session. We would like to address them as well. So I want to start with really what matters to all of you the most. So there's going to be a poll that will pop up on your screen right now. Here you go. What matters most for your English program today? I mean, if you're representing a program, if you're using a program, you're looking to introduce a new program as a teacher, as an educator, as a school leader, what matters most for your English program today? Is it strong early foundations? Is it student confidence and fluency? Is it consistent learning outcomes? Or is it scalable approach that is can be applied to all across? I request everybody, please contribute to this. Thank you so much for doing that. So absolutely. So it seems student confidence and fluency comes at the top. I'll just share the results. Great to see that. And even early foundation and consistent learning outcomes being at the same level represented. Thank you so much for contributing to that poll. Moving forward, so what is in it in terms of value for teachers that Express Publishing offers? These programs are actually designed for ease of burden rather than adding something which is very difficult to implement. Every lesson is already structured. It is classroom ready. Most of the content is also given to the teacher. Sorry. Yeah. There's a clear guide, teacher guides given by step-by-step instructions. So every teacher who may not be fully confident even in the English methodology, especially the newer ones that are just joining, the teacher workforce can deliver effective lessons. The progression across grades is clearly mapped out, okay? Which means you're not reinventing the wheel every year because the materials are engaging already with the interactive digital components, audio support especially, right? You have audios that you can use, and activity-based learning, student confidence and participation naturally will go up. When students are engaged, teacher becomes more rewarding, teaching becomes more rewarding, and at the same time, this absolutely aligns with the NCF's vision for teacher professional development, giving the teachers the tools. We do provide training as well. So we would provide in-person training in the schools that have adopted this curriculum. And we will have international trainers just like Caterina here coming to your school and imparting training as well. So that is exactly what we do in terms for teachers, for schools. Very strong early literacy framework. So you'll adopt the structure of an ELT program like this. You're definitely going to create that, and it's not dependent only on the teacher's ability. Every classroom will follow the same methodology. It's the same progression, it's the same standards. There will be measurable academic improvements that you can track over the year, and parents especially will notice their children starting to read confidently when they start to speak English without hesitation. That directly impacts on your school's reputation and retention. And English learning roadmap is absolutely clear, from phonics in the foundational years through hashtag English and on-screen for primary and secondary, and all the way to 4 minds for holistic development. So a parent that is enrolling their child in your school knows exactly what the trajectory their child's English proficiency will follow. So for resellers and distributors who have joined in today, we know many of you are there on this call, and here's why Express Publishing is a compelling portfolio to carry. English supplementary programs are one of the highest demand categories in India's K-12 education sector. In the school ecosystem, every school, right from CBSE, ICSE, State Board, international curriculum, also are looking for better English resources. And that's where Express Publishing, with Express Publishing especially, you get a complete portfolio under one brand name. From early years to secondary, from print to digital, everything is covered. This helps you in promoting and getting schools and build relationships with those schools very well. And these aren't just generic, textbooks. We're getting very high quality content, resources, digital tools for everybody, right? For student, for teacher, for administration. And the adoption is also simple and it sticks around for a while. So you would be thinking, how do I start this journey? Where do we go from here? What are the next steps? So the next steps is very clear. Schedule a 1:1 meeting with our team member. They will help you to go through the portfolio of products, answer any questions that you have, really contextually explain how this would fit into your current setting, whether you're an educator, how can you utilize these resources? If you're a school, how can you implement this in school-wide? And if you're a reseller distributor, how can you start that journey with us? So specific to your context, discussions can happen 1:1 with our representative on either a phone call or a video call or a virtual call or in-person meeting. We're currently present in 9+ cities, so we'll be very happy to meet you. We already have distributors and partners across the country, so we'll be happy to meet you in person as well. So would just scan the QR code that you can see or the link in the chat, which my colleague has either already shared. Just click on that link, fill in your details quickly, and we will get back to you. We will get in touch with you, set up that call, have a chat with you, provide you contextual information, and start your journey with us. At the same time, we can also provide you the e-learning materials. We have codes that are available that will give you access to the products that were showcased today, some of them based on what you are looking at, and you will be able to access it digitally. And at the same time, if you need print samples and copies, we will also be able to help you with those, depending on your use case, your context. So I would request anybody who found interesting products interesting of Express Publishing, looking to implement this in your classroom, in your school. As a reseller, you see this opportunity for the schools that you already work with. I would request you to either scan the QR code or click on the link in the chat, and please fill in those simple details, your phone number, email address. We'll get in touch with you and we will start that journey with you. We'll also be very happy to, do pilots for a few classrooms and showcase how this can be used, and then that can be then converted into full school adoption if you're a school. So I'd encourage you to please fill in the form. Thank you so much. So let's start with the Q&A section of our session. So you can unmute yourself and ask questions. There were some questions that were asked that we would like to take up now. So Caterina, are you there still with us? We can pick up some of those questions.
Sure.
All right, super. So there was one specific question that was asked by Shashi Naro. That was, how can phonics be effectively implemented in classroom with mixed ability learners?
Oh, that's a great question. Most of our classes today are mixed ability in most countries. That is why we have a variety of activities, making sure that we start gradually and we build the language and the phonics and the sounds to the age of and the level of the students. Plus, there is a lot of material in the teacher's book and the digibooks. So when you have students that finish early or are really efficient, you can give them extra things to do, extra activities. But the material is designed to satisfy the needs of all kinds of students, from the weakest to the strongest. A lot of repetition, a lot of recycling, a lot of scaffolding. And one of my favorite things to do in class is have the strong students help the weakest students. Make them collaborate. Okay? And this is something, of course, that you can work on, and say that you start with a class which is mixed ability and you have the same students for a couple of years. Then if you work effectively with them and you use the material that we give you, you can rest assured that this mixed ability class is going to reach a more balanced level.
Thank you so much for answering that question, Caterina. I hope, Shashinaro, that answers your question. He also has another question that he has asked along with that is, how do you bridge phonics learning to reading fluency and comprehension?
Can you please repeat the question?
How do you bridge phonics learning to reading fluency and comprehension?
Okay, well, the series is a bridge in itself because you expose students with the letters, with the alphabet, with the vowels, with the consonants, with the homophones, with the clusters of the consonants. So you take them from seeing the phonics and the letters to tracing and then pronouncing. Plus, you expose them to a very rich audiovisual material, which helps production and reading. A lot of practice on production. So in the initial stages, you expose students so they work on their receptive skills, and you give them plenty of practice to help them produce the language and move on to the productive skills. You practice listening, and then they gradually start speaking. And our aim with the series, both the phonics series and all our course books, is to have students talking from the very first weeks. This is very important. So this is a bridge. The phonics and the course books are a bridge in itself.
Thank you, Caterina, for that answer. Shashinaru, hope that answers your question as well. Please let us know. If you have any follow-up question, please, you can unmute yourself and have a chat with us. We are here now. We can answer any questions that you have. If you have any other questions, anyone else, please feel free to ask.
Hello, sir. Good evening. I am Satish from Dehradun, Uttarakhand.
Hi, Satish. How are you?
I am fine, sir. Actually, I just want to know that it will be digital format or in the paperback format?
This is a publication company, Satish. Whatever format you need, we have it.
Okay.
Yes.
And already government is initiated in India, like NCERT and in the ICSE board, already government publishing their literature. So how will we able to fight with the government?
There are so many publishers that are private publishers that are very large in our company. The same way they do it, we will do it.
Okay. Okay, that's nice.
Yes. In fact, I would just want to add to that. Express Publishing is being accepted in quite a few countries by the governments themselves, and we are supplying to the government schools in more than 50 countries currently. In totality, we are there in 130 countries globally, but we are supplying to the government also in majority of them. So it is a matter of the quality of solution that we have, the content that we have is exceptional. As I said, right at the beginning, Express Publishing's clear focus is only on English language training, and we have everything right from when the kid starts to understand the sounds, that's phonics for you, to actually being able to crack those examinations like IELTS, and even beyond that for workforce engagement and conversations. We have skill-based solutions also. We cannot showcase all products in one session because we have more than 3,400 titles, as you can imagine. So we have only narrowed down to focused products that we find the most relevant for the current India's demand, and especially which aligns with the NEP and NCF, what they are saying, activity-based learning, engagement, so on and so forth. So we have just kept ourselves narrowed to this session only for these 4 products.
Okay.
We are seeing very high interest, especially for our phonics product across the country through a lot of schools. Yes.
Okay. How much it needed to invest if we want to start?
You are looking to be a distributor, reseller, you are a school, you're a educator.
Private coaching center. I have private coaching center.
Absolutely, sir. You fill in the form. Our sales representative will get in touch with you and understand what are you looking at a solution with. We'll be very happy to supply materials to you.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Any other questions, we'll be very happy to answer. You can unmute yourself. You can put those questions in the chat. Great questions that we have got in the chat already. I hope those questions have been answered. If you're not satisfied with any of those answers, I'll welcome you to ask further follow-up questions now. We are here. We'll be happy to answer them. If no more questions, I would request all of you who are still here with us, if you like what you saw, if you like what you heard, and you're looking to start your journey with Express Publishing, we'd be very happy to get in touch with you, get on a phone or on a call like this and discuss your specific use case and how can we help you to do better in English language learning. I think we have answered this couple of times in the chat. We do not have a participation certificate for this training at this point of time, but as Knotral trainings, we are going to implement a participation certificate from 1st March onwards. So next, any future sessions that you would join through our platform, you would definitely get a participation certificate. At this point of time, we do not have one. All right, so I think that's it from us. We have already shot our time, and thank you so much for joining in and making this session so engaging. Really appreciate everyone doing that. Have a great day, and whoever has filled in the form, we'll make sure we'll get in touch with you, and let's start working with you. Thank you so much. Good evening. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. That was great.